YouTube to a video where we cover some things the rich wouldn't want us to know. What is passive income? How can you get started yourself? Do you need rich parents or big loans to start doing this? We're going to find out the answers to these questions and hopefully change your mind a bit on how you think the future should look for yourself. First, let's talk about the current social stigmas and why most of us are set up for failure right off the bat. You're probably in high school right now, wondering what you want to do with your life, or you're in college, wondering what kind of career field you should intern in or pursue to be successful in for the rest of your life. Or maybe you even finished college and you're wondering why you haven't kicked off doing the thing that you want to do, or why you haven't started the business that you wanted to start so that you can get rich and provide for your family. Well, society has kind of a pre-programmed answer for this that we all know, and we just keep hearing it over and over again. Find something you like doing and you'll never have to work again. Just find your calling and you will love showing up to your job every day. And if you haven't found that calling yet, you haven't figured out what it is you should be doing, then don't worry. You'll get there eventually. It just takes some trial and error and trying a few things and learning what you do and don't like doing, before the magical perfect thing shows up in your life and you just are in bliss doing it every day. But here's the thing. That's all a trap, a construct created for us to get stuck in the wheel and basically to crush anyone not willing to participate in this wheel. There are thousands of people in your town right now, past the age of 20, not in college anymore, or at a college with a degree, still living with their parents, not sure how to start their life, not sure what direction to head in, all because they subconsciously don't want to fall in the same hole everyone else is in. Well, I'm hoping after you watch this video that you'll stop worrying about what job you need to get that will make you happy, because for most of us, it's not any of them. Also, if you're stuck living with your parents and watching them go back to their jobs day to day and listening to their complaints about how awful it is and how they're only doing it to keep the lights on and food on the table and to keep going to that annual fishing trip that they love, then don't worry. You too will learn how to get out of your situation and start building a life for yourself. Honestly, if that is you and you didn't finish college and put yourself in $40,000 of debt yet with a degree that's in a market that has no demand but you do like, then you're probably in a better shape than most people who have put themselves in that situation. So let's get us started and let's talk about some things that rich people don't do. You'll never find someone truly rich and successful studying their butt off for 6 years to land a master's and get a job where someone still tells them what to do, how to act, what they should and shouldn't say. And, you know, that's what ends up happening 90% of the time. You land a career that you've wanted and you've studied for and you've invested a lot of money in, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and then once you start doing it, you're not happy. I have a personal friend who finished a law degree, and he's not a lawyer right now, and it's strictly because once he started doing it, he didn't like it, and he kept showing up to that job that he hated over and over again, just because he had invested so much money and he was in so much debt that he had to force himself to keep doing it to pay his bills. And he switched from law firm to law firm, thinking like maybe it's not the job itself, maybe it's just the environment and who he was working with. But at the end of the day, he just didn't like the job itself. So luckily, he was able to find something where he makes similar money, um, and he was able to kind of continue life. But for most people, that's devastating, and they would never recover from something like that. So, that all being said, most rich people's parents, they send them to college not because they want them to build a career, but because they want them to have a form of higher education so that they're well spoken, so that they have a background, in multiple things, and so that they can experience that part of their life. But You'll never see somebody who comes from a very successful family working that 9 to 5 job. You'll also not see them opening up their own businesses. A lot of people think to get rich and get successful, they have to open up their own business and then life will take them forward through there. But that is also not true. You'll never see a really rich family, owning a mechanic shop and working out of it. You'll never see them mowing grass or having a lawn care business. You'll never see them owning a used car dealership and worrying about sales. They'll never be babysitting your kids either. So, the reason you don't see them doing these jobs or running businesses of their own is because they collect passive income. They free themselves from the paycheck to paycheck wheel where you buy more just so that you can work harder and satisfy those debts that you keep putting yourself in. So, let's talk about how you too can start earning passive income and get yourself out of this wheel. I work in finance, and I can tell you that 80% of people I see who make a combined income of $120,000 a year live the same way as people who only have a singular income of $35,000 a year. They literally just have more subscriptions, nicer cars, nicer homes, wear better clothes, and they have a lot more revolving debt. Otherwise, there are no differences to quality of life. If you were comparing their savings, you wouldn't be able to tell which bank account balance belongs to whom. And if you were looking at who is about to retire and what their retirement would look like, they would both be in the same place. The rich aren't part of this cycle because they have something called passive income. It's income that comes in every month even if they don't do anything to earn it. They've set it up at some point in their life, maybe not them themselves, but maybe their family members, their grandparents, their great grandparents, or they've created a product that keeps selling itself where they don't have to do anything. They get it from many different ways. The most common is real estate investing, high yield return accounts, and certified deposits or CDs, and other such venues. For instance, if my father was very rich and he were able to give me $1 million, I would take his $1 million and I'd put it into a bank account as a certified deposit with an APR that, let's say, is 4% interest a year. That will turn my $1 million that the bank is holding onto for the year into $40,000 that they deposit into my bank account once my certified deposit matures, which turns out to be roughly about $3,300 a month. So that's a $3,300 a month salary for me off the $1 million that I created $40,000 of that I didn't have to do anything for. Just free spending money for just having $1 million. So basically, the bank takes my $1 million and they lend it out to other people in that year. They create different loans. And these loans, they're charging people 7, 8, 9% for an annual percent interest rate. And that's why they can afford to give me about 4%. So I'm not using any real numbers here that I've experienced myself. This is just rhetorically speaking. It's just an example that is easy to understand and kind of puts it into perspective of one of the options that you would have to attain passive income without having to do anything for it. At some point in my life, I came across a statistic where it said that most lottery winners blow through all their money within 7 years or less. And it truly blows my mind that they do this, but most of these people come from a background where they don't understand what passive income is. They don't plan to set it up. They don't plan for it. They just know they have this money and now they're just spending it. And once it's all gone, they're back to square one. So even if you didn't win $1 million, this is just a great example of why you would want to set up passive income and how you would want to hold on to this money and keep it and continue getting money from your own money. And there are many ways to start on a much smaller scale where you too can be successful and you can start working towards that retirement in your early 40s or even less, even sooner. If you start doing this at a younger age and you put your mind to it and you put effort to it and you get it all squared away. In this YouTube video description below, I'm going to post a link to my book on Amazon. It's only $4.99, but it goes over multiple ways on how you can start up passive income with no money of your own yet, and you can start generating some revenue based off of singular products that you're going to put into place and keep collecting money from. If you're in high school just starting to worry about this, or you're an adult supporting your family and struggling from a month-to-month income situation, or if you won the lottery and you don't know how to set yourself up for success, this book will give you an idea of what to do in each scenario and how you can be successful and move forward. If you don't have the $4.99, that's okay too. Just please subscribe to this channel and check out some of the other videos. They're all going to give you a glimpse of the mindset that you need to have and have you become more familiar with these financially free methods that you can basically free yourself from this modern slavery wheel that we all put ourselves in from an early age, that we're taught and disciplined to participate in from our public school systems, our higher education systems, and our parents. So thanks for listening, and don't forget to subscribe.
Go.